Well, today we are talking about dental implants and the transformative impact that they have on people's lives. I'm here with Dr. Lamar from our sponsors at Hybridge Implants and Smile Restoration and his patient, Judith Day. Thank you so much for joining me, you two.
You're welcome.
We're thrilled to be here. Thanks, Chelsea.
Of course. So, Dr. Frank, you know, Hybridge is a leading dental implant center here in Buffalo. So tell us about it for those who aren't familiar with it and what you do.
Hybridge has always been the best way to replace teeth, and 25 years ago we came up with a process that we call Hybridge. Mm-hmm. It's in its simplest form, it's 12 teeth. Could be your upper teeth, your lower teeth, or both. And in Judith's case, it's both. Mm-hmm. But it's the most cost-effective, easiest way to replace somebody's natural teeth if they're not going to make it throughout their entire life.
Right.
So it's a full mouth replacement.
Now, from a clinical standpoint, when it comes to Judith's case, since we brought her in, was there anything that stood out to you, or was it very similar to other cases that you've seen from patients that have also faced long-term dental issues?
Judith is, I would say, fairly typical in many ways, although she does have a nice one of the nicer smiles.
This is a good time to be average, Judith.
She's pretty average because she, like a lot of people, and she could probably share it with you, but she was super frustrated with what dentistry had to offer her over a large portion of her life, and it wasn't her fault. It wasn't her. It was just the cards she was dealt. But what dentistry had offered her wasn't satisfying her need to have something that she could depend on.
So Judith, before you came to Hybridge Dental and visited Dr. Lamar, tell us how you were doing with those ongoing dental issues and how they really had an impact on your life and even socially.
One of the main things about teeth is we don't think enough about them until they start to bother us. And mine started to loosen up. And I would bite on something and it would be loose. And I had had crowns, and I'd had veneers, and I had braces again. And I got the whole route, I thought. And then this front tooth just got loose and came out one day. And I'm like, they put in a conventional replacement bridge thing. And I thought, okay, so I had found out in the meantime that part of my problem was genetic, because a lot of these things are passed down. I didn't know that before. Probably wouldn't have made a difference. I couldn't do anything about it before. And my regular dentist sent me to these wonderful guys at Hybridge. And it started.
And the rest was history.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Now, you actually started with the uppers, is that correct?
Yes.
And then came back in 2024 for the lower Hybridge restoration. So that has to speak volumes, right?
Well, she wasn't afraid of us after we did the uppers.
That's saying a lot.
You know, it's not uncommon for us to approach it in two phases like that. We kind of knew eventually she had to do her lowers, but her uppers were worse. And what Judith didn't say was that there was a day where she was walking around without a upper front tooth.
Yeah.
And we call that like the last straw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody has their last straw. And it's usually for somebody like Judith, somebody who all of a sudden says, okay, I can't take it anymore. Like, we got to come up with something.
Now, for someone watching right now who may be experiencing a lot of the things that you described before you got your dental implants, but they're a little bit hesitant to begin, what would you say to them?
Figure out a way. I mean, it feels like it's very expensive when you first think about it, find out about it. But if you add up, I'm going to amortize mine over as long as I live. And say, so it's not expensive at all. If you can, and all the money that you've put into your teeth until then, if you could put it into these, and this is it. I mean, no, I'm never going to have another filling. I'm never going to have another cap. I'm never going to have a veneer. And the cost of that and time and relaxing, I mean, I look in the mirror and it's like, yes, this is who I want to be.
And this is who you are.
It is.
Well, doctor, if our viewers are interested in working with you, how can they reach out?
Well, you know, hybridgedental.com is our website. It's always the best place to get information. Take a look around, learn from stories like Judith and how implants work and what Hybridge is and all that, and then contact our office. It's hybridge.com, and we're happy to do we call it a discovery appointment, but it's really it's an appointment where we collect all the information we need, and we deep dive and we give you a plan. One of the things Judith said was that we gave her great clarity when she came in,
Right.
and we said,
Yes.
this is what your options are. This is choose between here and here, and then once you decide, here's how we're going to do it. We're all going to do it under one roof, and we have a process, and that's our job, is to show you how we're going to do that.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing your story and talking more about the great work that you're doing. Viewers, you have to go visit our sponsors at Hybridge Implants and Smile Restoration. All the ways our sponsors at Hybridge Implants and Smile Restoration can transform your smile by visiting hybridgedental.com or by calling the number on your screen.